walls of an old apartment. I'm Evan Blackwood, journalist and investigator of the unexplained. On these tapes, you'll hear stories that defy reason but are all too real. Tonight's case is about a man, Jack Cole, and a window he should never have looked through. Every night, at the same hour, Jack sat with a cup of coffee in front of the window. He said he couldn't sleep, but the truth was different, because across the street, in the old brick building, he was always there. There you again, standing still, staring at me. He tried to read, scroll through his phone, even turn off the lights, but sooner or later his eyes always drifted back to the glass, and there he was, that man, unblinking. Why are you watching me every night? The man never moved, he never blinked, he was just there, always behind the same window. Jack nights turned into vigils. He longed for the darkness, just to confirm the man was still watching. The first night, he thought it was coincidence. The second, chance, but it kept repeating. Dinner, the sofa, the window, night after night. He can't see me from up there, right? Thought Jack. But he could feel that gaze. Cold, empty, piercing straight at him. At work, his co-workers mocked him. They thought Jack was exaggerating. A man staring at you from his apartment every night? Come on, Jack. That's just insomnia. Go to bed. I'm telling you, he is not normal. He doesn't move. He doesn't speak. He only stares right at me. Then he's just bored, like you. Look at yourself. You're pale. You need some rest. But every night the man was there. In his building, Jack asked neighbors if they'd noticed the man across the street, but nobody had ever seen him. Some even swore that apartment had been empty for years. His life revolved around that window. He stared for minutes, for hours, until he forgot to eat, to drink, only watching, only waiting. One evening, as he walked home, Jack stopped to face the grey block across the street. He counted the floors and fixed his eyes on the window where the man always stood. Without thinking, he crossed the road and stepped inside the building's lobby. A chill froze him in place, a coldness that felt otherworldly. What am I doing? The elevator opened on its own. No one stepped out. No one had called it. In the flickering lobby, the white light inside seemed to invite him in. Terrified, Jack turned and ran back across the street, leaving the building behind. That night, the ritual repeated, but Jack held the gaze longer. Hours passed, his eyes locked, hypnotized. And then the man moved. Slowly, he raised his hand and pointed straight at Jack. Jack panicked. Curtain slammed shut. "No, no, no," said Jack. The window was empty. The man was gone. For the first time, the silhouette had moved and vanished. Moments later, pounding on the door, a note slides underneath. He picked it up. It read,
"Stop watching me."
Footsteps inside his apartment. Jack opened the bedroom door, heart racing. And there he was, sitting on the bed, the man in the window. He rose slowly, with solemnity. He didn't speak. He walked toward the window, paused, turned his head slightly, and smiled. A twisted, impossible smile. Then, through the curtain, he vanished. Jack gasped. But something was worse. Much worse. This wasn't his room. The walls were different. The furniture was wrong. Pictures he had never seen before. He was in another version of his apartment. Shaking, he opened the window, searching for air, for help. But what he saw froze him completely. Across the street was his own apartment, and inside, sitting in silence, was himself, staring back, his chair, his window. His double raised his eyes, and with the same twisted smile, looked directly at him.
"Now you're the one who watches."
Jack ran through the hall, the kitchen, but there was no door, no escape. And then he understood. Now he was the one trapped, the new man in the window.
You've just heard one of my tapes, another fragment of the mysteries never printed in the newspapers, but always waiting in the dark. If you wish to keep exploring what others choose to ignore, subscribe. Only then will you hear the next tape and maybe uncover the truth behind every shadow. Until next time, if you dare, return.